couple just roster things. Jonathan Mendoza we signed today, offensive lineman from Louisville, so he's with us now, fired up for that. And then we had a couple guys just like go down during practice, nothing overly concerning there, but Welsh, Ridgeway, and then Juwan. So those guys, but we'll take care of business. I'll communicate tomorrow if there's anything that is going to last beyond the day or so.
Jake Haener got a lot of run today. What did you like about his day?
Yeah, I thought Jake did a really good job, communicated at a really high level, made some big-time throws, and I thought it was a good day I think in general, it was a good day for those quarterbacks.
How would you describe his personality? He called himself an underdog when he got behind the mics and all that. How would you describe,
I think Jake's got that kind of warrior mentality of he's going to fight and battle and do everything he can. He's got confidence in himself, and I think the counter of that is he communicates at a really high level with his teammates, with the coaches, and so he's done a nice job.
If those tight ends do miss a couple days, how does that affect your roster manager? Just given the numbers that are.
Yeah, certainly something we'll just have to keep an eye on. If we have to make any adjustments, we will. And sometimes if you just have to adjust some scripts, just to if you don't have the bodies there, you just play in a little bit of a different personnel group, and we'll figure that out.
So Juwan got hurt during practice. It wasn't something like that was lingering over from yesterday.
No.
Not
going to go bowling apparently anymore.
I think you blocked her on her.
I thought about you.
We're now with the pads for a couple of days. Now that you've had on for a couple of days, what have you thought of how Trevor Penning has progressed and played? So.
Yeah, I think for all these guys, that's a huge day. You have your first day of pads, and there's some working through in that situation. And so today, I think was an excellent job by both sides of the football, just being really, really physical. Trevor's done an excellent job. Anytime you're in a new position, it's going to take a few days, take a little bit just to get settled in there when you get to the real thing.
So far, have you liked, I guess, his aggressiveness?
Yeah.
Like how he's played that position?
Yeah, absolutely. Trevor's done an excellent job. He's done an excellent job in that position. Again, each and every day you can just see the growth.
You've talked about the importance of the operation and the mental side. Get into some 2-minute today. Would you like from both of the quarterbacks relevant to the operation?
Yeah, I thought it was really good work for both sides of the football. Even in special teams, we got a couple opportunities as a result of the end of the drive. The communication was really good. I think defense did a nice job. They had a couple sacks in there, which are going to be critical plays that probably stop drives in those situations in the real field. And so, his first day, really good operation.
Does it kind of help you to have those, to be dealing with sacks right now as a part of, as opposed to kind of a flawless operation or anything?
Yeah, those are going to happen. I think, important from a defense perspective. Those have huge impacts on 2-minute drives. That certainly is going to have a high likelihood of stalling someone out. And so, offensively, got to clean it up from a protection standpoint, and we'll just keep getting better.
Calling that run there, is that those situations, that's sometimes where you have an advantage calling something like that?
Yeah, depending on the circumstance. Yeah, depending on your timeouts, time, and the situation of the game. Yeah, there's always opportunities to run when you can.
What do you think about the long ball that Spencer threw that Quincy Riley intercepted near the goal line? Your take on that whole play?
Yeah, it'll be awesome one to watch on film and just have those conversations with the players just to make sure we're good. I thought it was a good. Initially there was certainly we gave ourselves a chance. It was a good ball. Unfortunately, I think Quincy made a phenomenal play going and attacking the football, similar to Julian a couple days ago when he was in here attacking the football. I think our DBs are doing a great job of locating the football, and we got to clean it up on the offense side to see it and give ourselves a chance.
Is that a competition for that spot opposite Kool-Aid when you guys are in the sub position?
Yeah, certainly we're rotating those guys. There's a lot of opportunities for a lot of guys. We feel like that group's competing at a really, really high level, and Lante can obviously go outside and inside, and he kind of plays that game. But all those other corners are getting great reps.
Kellen, how do you go about as far as calling plays with RPOs? Really, the quarterback, a couple of quarterbacks had nice runs that have been plus 12, plus 15. Is that depending on the game plan and the opponent when you're calling those type plays? And I know you utilize that a lot with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, so today's installation certainly had some QB run game, as everyone saw. It's available to us. Obviously, there's a time and place for it based off the circumstance of the game and the team you're playing. Obviously, you don't want your quarterback to be getting hit a ton in those situations because you're creating more physical opportunities for him. But when the opportunity presents itself, when we feel like it can be a clean look for him, he can protect himself in a positive way, we'll continue to utilize that.
P. Warner's been a productive player, but hasn't had maybe those interceptions or the forced fumbles. Could the system maybe up that just the statistical production?
It's a great question. Potentially from a pressure game, steal a couple more sacks. DeMario does such a good job in the rush game. I think there is an opportunity for Pete to be kind of the counter move to that. But Pete's done a phenomenal job. He's doing excellent.
That's 2 interceptions in camp for Quincy Riley. Obviously, that's a good thing from your end. What have you liked about him?
Yeah, he finds the ball and he attacks the football. I think that's one thing that we saw in film coming into the draft process. He's a ball guy. That's what you need on the back end. Mistakes are going to happen, but when you create turnovers, those impact games.
What's the difference between the developmental period and just like practice?
Yeah, it's just at the end, it allows our veteran players to kind of transition into their end of practice work at the end of practice, and so it allows those guys to go, and the young guys can kind of steal reps, focus on them. We can maybe control the pace a little bit, have a little bit more teaching within that, where the position coaches can kind of steal some more communication.
I was the quarterback in your developmental reps today.
It's whoever the third guy is for that day, and then we just continue to rotate them.
Kula get a nice pass breakup on the ball too.
Yeah.
How do you think he's been growing throughout camp?
Yeah, this has been a big time camp for Kool-Aid. He's played phenomenal. His confidence every single day. He's just making a ton of plays, and you can just see his ability to transition in the coverage game is really, really good.
He's obviously somebody who, he was dealing with an injury coming into camp last year, and it was kind of buried on the depth chart a little bit. When you were doing the review of the team, you took this job. What did you think of the way you progressed even last year?
Yeah, certainly felt like he was going to be, like we've always talked about, that second year big jump. Sometimes that first year, obviously for him, dealing with some injuries, slows you down a little bit that first year. This was going to be a second year jump. We felt really confident that was going to be. When I was in Philly, we thought really, really highly of him, and certainly Brandon did, during the draft process the year before as well when he was in San Francisco. So we felt like we were going to create a really, really good opportunity there for him.
You've praised him since he got here, but Julian Blackman feels like he's kind of becoming a mainstay in some of these first team reps. Just what kind of vaulted him to that place for you?
Yeah, again, there'll be other guys that'll get opportunities, but he's been very consistent. He communicates at a really high level. He just has a great feel for this game.
With the injuries at tight end, I don't know if Pat visited the other day. Anything?
Yeah, no.
And then you guys also worked out a few punters yesterday. Was that just in case something happened?
Yeah, through this process, you're always trying to work multiple guys out just to put yourself in position if something were to happen. If you need to make a transition, or we'll see what happens. So we had a couple punters, a couple offensive linemen, a couple linebackers. So we're always kind of doing that throughout training camp.
How much do you factor in familiarity when it comes to things like that? I mean, Mendoza having a year with Tyler Shuck. I mean, Mason Tipton before that, but Tyler Shuck last year. Do you factor that in at all?
Not too much in those situations. It's certainly a nice bonus. Just I think sometimes what helps is whether a coach, a personnel, a player, and you just had experience with a certain player, you can just lean on that that personal experience to kind of lean on, just understand the person. We're bringing in the right people.
What do you think about Jack Stoll and how he's been doing so far?
Yeah, Jack's done a nice job. Jack's hopped in here. He's played this role of kind of this blocking tight end for a few years when I was up in Philly, and he did a phenomenal job there. And certainly he's got more pass game availability, and so he's been able to show some of that through this training camp, and he's done a nice job.
How much do you think that'll give Jawan more free run, having a blocking tight end there when you may run two tight end sets and having Stoll being able to stay in there and block?
There's always value. Multiple tight end formations are really challenging for defense. They can be put in conflict, especially when you have a guy like Jawan who can play a number of different positions with his background as a receiver. And so Jack and a number of these guys are doing a nice job. We're going to need a couple of these guys to come up and step up during the season.
You guys don't have a traditional fullback that you currently use on either, but is Stoll kind of a guy who could do that?
We have a couple of those tight ends. Obviously, we envision, if they could line up in the backfield, they could probably, handle that.